Welcome back. We know it's been a while. It's been a very eventful week and a bit, week and a couple of days. Lots to talk about. Let's get straight into it. I just want to make sure that I've got my notes pulled up. So I'm going to let you guys start us off with the Premier League action. I'll chime in a little bit with La Liga, and then we'll discuss last week's games in the Champions League, and then we'll preview Tuesday and Wednesday, so tomorrow and the day after those Champions League games. All right, so go ahead, get us going, guys. Let's discuss the Prem.
We want to start with us or you?
Arsenal have won the Premier League. It's
Okay.
over, dude.
Well, I was looking at this yesterday. I was talking to my friend who's a Tottenham fan, and we're looking at the remaining games for each team. And if I'm looking at,
Chelsea have the hardest run in.
I'm talking about Arsenal's remaining Prem games compared to City's. So like Arsenal's got Bournemouth at home, City away, Newcastle at home, Fulham at home, West Ham away, Burnley at home, and Crystal Palace away. There's two games that I could see Arsenal dropping points. That is City away and Newcastle at home because Newcastle has been consistently a thorn in Arsenal's side over the last 2-3 seasons. They're hard to play against for anybody, as we saw with Barca, who is a lot of people's Champions League favorite this year. Like Barca struggled. Newcastle was the better team, but we'll get into that later.
I think in
Yeah, go
terms of
ahead.
like Newcastle versus Arsenal,
Yeah,
I still see it as an easy win for Arsenal because like how Newcastle beat teams is they have a great midfield, but Arsenal has a better midfield.
I
And
think Newcastle just plays haram ball.
they don't play
Like
haram ball. They play fucking,
they're just very really direct and really hard working.
yeah, that's fair to say. They have
And
quality too.
but it works. Like it doesn't need to always be pretty. And it's not that they're incapable of playing pretty, but they're
I think
like
they
I
have a
don't
lot of
know.
they have a lot
They're
of
hard.
depth in
They're hard for
offense
sure.
too.
If we look at City's remaining games, they've got Chelsea, which I could see them dropping points to. They've got Burnley, there's no shot they drop points. They've got Everton, very possible they drop points. Brentford hasn't been the greatest, but Brentford is notoriously a giant slayer.
Yeah,
So you never
kind of
know.
get
Bournemouth,
results.
I don't see them dropping points. And Aston Villa, who's still trying to stay in the top four race.
How far behind Chelsea is Brentford right now?
Let's
Two
see.
points. 2 points behind Chelsea is Brentford.
Yeah, and Brentford wants the European place. And so does Aston Villa. And so does Chelsea. Like I feel like the teams that City's playing have a lot more to play for than, for example, Bournemouth or Fulham that Arsenal plays. Even
Are Chelsea going to
Newcastle.
be Conference League champs again? You never know.
You never know. Even Arsenal, like even the Arsenal Newcastle game, like Newcastle's not making any European places, Like it's a hard game in theory, but it's like you never know. You might see Art Newcastle just rest their players to prep for Champions League games if they get that far. You never know.
Newcastle
What
is a team that is going to be getting poached this summer. There's links for every single one of their players practically. Their left
yeah, I
backs
mean,
getting scouted. Their right backs, as Arsenal's interested in Livermento, I think, is maybe like a Ben White replacement. Is that
yeah,
something you'd be
I
interested in?
think I think if they don't get through to the next round of the Champions League, like if they don't get past Barca, they're going to lose a lot of their players.
Yeah, I think so. But they're not going to go cheap is the problem.
Yeah, they won't go cheap, but I think they'll get picked up because like Arsenal's been linked with Tenali. Um, Anthony Gordon's been linked with a couple of Prem teams. Um,
Also Arsenal.
Guimaraes has been linked with a bunch of players. But hold on, before we go off on all these tangents, let's ask the Arsenal fan: is the title race over?
I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this on my drive home from work tonight, what
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and my mind is telling me no, but my body
It's telling me, yeah.
my body's telling me yes, bro.
It's over, dude.
It's
Okay.
it's I'll say this. If City drop points one more time outside of when we go to the Etihad, then yeah, it's done.
I think if you guys beat them, the race is over for sure. Like
Yeah,
without a
no,
doubt.
yeah, 100%. But
Yeah.
like I just it's a weird it's a weird place for me, specifically being an Arsenal fan in the context of the last couple years, because obviously the PTSD kicks in like crazy.
Yeah,
Um, but like everything in my mind points to, yeah, it should be basically a walk. Like, not that it's going to be easy, but that I don't think City's going to put that kind of pressure on us.
yeah,
But like I said, I mean, if in my mind, the League Cup final this weekend and the game at the Etihad are it's a coin flip for both in terms of if we're gonna who gets the result basically. I think even a draw at the Etihad and it's done. Like they have to beat us essentially.
yeah,
Um and but with that and the game in hand, it is 3 points from where we are right now if those both go their way, you
yeah.
know. So
So wait,
it's
if they beat you guys and win their game in hand, they're still 3 points behind you.
yeah,
That cushion is ridiculous.
that it is,
It's a three
but
game gap, right? As of now.
as of right now, and even then, if we're up on goal difference,
So yeah, they can't tie.
theoretically, in terms of like if yeah, so it's kind of 4 games in a way, depending on, I mean, unless something crazy happens and they
Before the
smack
Emirates
us.
was 1-1, right?
Yeah, it was 1-1, and I'm not necessarily like fearing City in terms of head to head,
Yeah.
but I'm not at the same time the way that we are playing right now, I'm not like, yeah, we're gonna go beat them 5-1 like we did last year.
They're not really on form either. I mean, Pep just said in an interview, he's like, I got it wrong. Like he said he put out the wrong lineup. Like maybe he's just trying to find an excuse to protect his players. But
Yeah, I think that there is, and it's weird because like I feel like what's going on at City and kind of the trajectory that they could be on for the remainder of the Premier League season are kind of two separate things. And that maybe that's the PTSD talking, but if you look at City in isolation and you take away what they've done in previous seasons and you just look at this season, I actually think that and also looking forward to next season, I think that there's a huge overhaul coming in
Yeah.
terms of possibly Pep leaving. I could think of probably 7 to 9 players who could be on their way out, or at least maybe should be on their way out.
I think
Yeah.
that's Enrique's most likely destination if Pep goes, and it scares the hell out
Yeah,
of me.
but like, I mean, if I just briefly go through the lineup or the roster and pick some of these names out, John Stones, even Phil Foden. I don't think Doku's good enough. Savinho's definitely not good enough.
Diaz is
Like,
getting up there in age.
but yeah, Diaz is getting older. I mean, they basically need to replace both their outside backs as well. They don't have a right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
O'Reilly seems to Pep's been playing him in midfield half the time. Doesn't know, where his best position is. Even, I mean, they're not going to get rid of Semenyo, but I don't think Pep knows where to play him. Marmoush, I heard a stat today, has 1 goal in the Prem this season.
Damn.
Which is absurd because he had like
Max Dowman has
eight.
1 goal now.
Yeah.
Like, that this, that's really bad. I mean, Holland hasn't scored since like, I don't know, December, January or something. Like,
He still has 22 in that first half.
yeah, but I mean,
It's
like, and look, no,
outrageous.
he's, not all these guys are going to go, but I'm just saying, like, on the outside looking in, there's a large proportion of that team that's just not up to scratch for what the standard is there. And, but having said that, I also feel that that could be said for us in terms of we don't have that, like, we have quality and depth in terms of like 8 out of 10, sometimes 9 on their day, you know, performances and players who can pull something out of the bag when we need it. But we don't have, in my mind, a solid idea of the best 11 still. Um,
What do you think it is?
the best
Which
11
isn't a
for
bad
us.
thing. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a good problem to
It
have.
is a good problem
I don't,
to have for sure. It's
not
just
necessarily,
you
I
need that
don't think.
consistency.
Because the United's the other side of the coin, whereas we have only our 11 and we know we can't toggle it or we're
Yeah,
significantly weaker.
but I mean, even the City teams and Liverpool teams of the past, you kind of knew like who the main guys were that they were going to go to week in, week out. And yeah, I mean, is kind of a different story because he's always doing these crazy overthinking,
Mhm.
switching stuff up.
I mean, even
And
still, like I would have told you that the treble team, like Mahrez, was better than Foden back then.
yeah, but I mean, De Bruyne, David Silva, Rodri, every day of the week. You know what that's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's the only reason that I, not more confident in terms of the head-to-head is because of our form. And maybe to touch in on the Everton game a little bit and recent games, like we haven't, yeah, we're getting the results, and that is, you could say sign of champions and all that. And
That's the most important thing.
yeah,
Get
but
the
what I'm
win.
saying is in the head-to-head against City, like that kind of goes out the window in my mind because I, you know,
It matters on the
what
table.
yeah, it matters on the table, but it also
That's why
matters
you're ahead three
if they beat
games.
us. Yeah, but they could still beat us, and that could change our, the mentality of the team in an instant, especially if, like we're not in scintillating form right now, and the results look that way, but we're not blowing teams away. We're not even controlling games
I
as
mean, I
much as
just
I
think
would
that's part
like.
of part of grinding out the wins, honestly, is just being a little overly cautious. And
I don't know. I don't necessarily agree because you I, I think in all these recent Liverpool, city teams, even us maybe 2, 3 years ago for portions of the season, there was you know, was it, I think 23, 24, we took that break in Dubai and we came back and we were smoking teams. We scored like, I don't know, 20 goals in like a month, something
Mhm.
ridiculous. And maybe it's just because the Prem is in a different state right now and nobody's really blowing anybody away like that. But, I'm looking at the Evertons, the Forests, the Wolves, even Brentford to an extent, Brighton, and there's not a single, there's not wins in all of those, first of all, for us. There's not really any convincing results in terms of if you actually watch the game. I mean, 2-0 at home to Everton looks nice, right? Like clean sheet, it looks like on paper a routine win, but it was anything but that. It was last second roll of the dice. We threw a 16-year-old kid on the field who went and won the game for us. Like that is not, what we've seen from champions in the last couple of years. And I'm not trying to rain on the parade too much. Um, but it's hard for me to say like, yeah, we're gonna go to the Etihad and dominate, or we're gonna go to Wembley on Sunday and dominate. I think it's gonna
I'm
be,
gonna chime in quick here.
yeah,
I think everything you're saying is spot on, and I think we will never ever see a Premier League side ever in history win the league comfortably ever again. Like
I don't
I
know
think
about that.
it's no, it's you saying like the state of the Prem right now. That line alone sums it up for me. And I think a lot of it has to do with Pep. Like Pep's City dominated for ages, playing nearly the same style of play, and then every other team in the Prem, mid-table teams, even Wolves have been killing it the last like 4 game weeks, right?
yeah,
From top to bottom, it's never a guaranteed win. It's never a guaranteed. First can play 20th. It's no longer a guaranteed win like it was even 3, 4 years ago. Like when City and Liverpool were the only teams winning it. I think financially, every single team in the Prem now is able to compete at a much higher level. The meta of the sport is like that high press, possession, high line, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah. It's been around long enough where I think teams are just starting to figure it out, in all honesty, which is why we're no longer seeing anybody just purely just kill teams and go and win consistently 5, 6 nil. Like I don't think that's ever going to be the case again. I think unless some new guy comes in and invents like inverted center backs and false sixes with some new crazy trend that no one's ever thought of before, like when you all the teams play one of the same three or four systems. And the only thing separating them is just the slight quality of player. I don't think we're ever gonna see a team winning it 4 or 5 years in a row ever again. Like in all honesty.
Hmm.
Well, see, and I'm not trying to, necessarily call you guys out right now, but a couple minutes ago, you guys were saying, Newcastle and what City are the only two games that we have left where you're like, you think that we could possibly drop points, and I'm like, we could drop points in any game.
Yeah. Well, no, of course. Hypothetically, in any one of those, you could lose. But when I'm looking at it from like who has the higher percent chance of taking points off you guys,
Yeah,
those are the
yeah,
two that come into my
yeah,
head.
no, definitely.
Because
But I
like we
just
just watched Wolves beat freaking Liverpool the other
Liverpool,
day.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
it's
in
not something you
City,
think would
well,
happen.
in City just dropped points to like two or three relegation sides in a
Yeah.
row.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, I think it's so hard to look at this league right now in
Yeah.
my mind
Yep.
because like you just never know what you're going to get from these teams, and I actually think sort of along the lines of what you just said that the money being spent is diluted in a way because of the inflation of these players, I think. Like, your Ekitikes, your Verts, you know, and name any of the like five Chelsea, big signings from the last couple of years. These players that, are coming in for big money that real are just flat out not worth it in terms of true value,
I mean,
right?
we're
Like,
always going to be paying the inflated prices, and like Italy's always going to buy our players that don't work out for a third of what we paid for them.
well, my point is that we spent, I don't know, 65, 70 on Gyökeres this season, and you spent however much, 80, whatever, on Sesko.
I think it was
And
closer to like 60 and 75.
well,
Lower than you think.
regardless, Brentford paid nowhere near that for Igor Thiago, and he's got more goals than both those
You could
guys.
see they didn't pay that much for Ali Watkins. They didn't pay that for Igor
So
Thiago. They didn't pay that
that's
for
like
Ivan
that's what
Exactly.
I'm
Toney.
saying though, is like every one of these mid-table clubs, they don't have the capability to spend like what City or Liverpool spend, for instance, but they've got money to get good players, like decent level players. I'm not talking like the best of the best, but like they have the ability to sign those players. Whereas a couple years ago, we weren't really seeing that. Like the mid-table club between the big six and mid-table clubs, it felt like in terms of quality was just like an enormous gap.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't feel that way. And they've also like they've got just these clubs with less money have to cope to survive in other fashions. So they're investing a lot into scouts. They're
Exactly.
investing a lot into their academies. They're investing a lot into like their development of their youth players or whatever. They know, hey, we can't go and spend 400 million in a window like Liverpool just did. So they're like, okay, well, our main goal, we know in terms of our quality, we're not competing for top four. Our goal is to just not get relegated. So they're just like, all right, what can we do to be in the sixth to 10th range, sixth to 12th range, or a little bit lower than that, but not quite relegation zone? And it's simply just let's scout players that are pretty good, pay a fourth of what City would pay a fourth of what United would pay a fourth of whatever would pay, and they'll end up doing better than the guys that Liverpool spends 150 million on. So, like, that's why I'm saying I think the Prem is in the most competitive state it's ever been. And I don't think it'll ever be a walk in the park for anyone ever again like it was with City for a couple of years. Like there was a season City won it by like 12 points.
I,
Like it
ye- yeah,
like
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think the game's always going to kind of ebb and flow through these cycles of, we're kind of coming almost out of the like Pep style right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
And I imagine that in the next couple of years, we might see more kind of like classic Barclays,
yeah.
where it's just like,
I think it's already started.
yeah, it kind of has in a way, but, because of the set piece thing, which is also not just us. I mean, it's
Yeah.
United, it's Liverpool, it's, everybody else
Yeah.
is doing these things, Brentford. But I think I'm going to keep banging on this topic because I, every week I notice it. I, I don't think the reason I bring up the money and the inflation is because I don't think that the gap in price and the gap in money that these clubs have and the price of the players represents adequately the gap in quality between these players at
Yeah.
all. I think, you're paying money for the name of Verts to sell jerseys and get people to come to the stadium and get people excited about, what the season's going to be.
To
But
lose your starting left winger to Bayern Munich, who's going to double Wirtz's stats
well, yeah,
in the
but
Bundesliga.
but the point is like is is Verts better than Eze?
No, not
Is
necessarily.
is Eze better than whoever you want to name? Like everything is so squashed right now that the difference between £100 million player and a £40 million player is like near nothing in my
Yeah,
mind.
I agree.
You
Mhm.
know, in terms of what you're bringing to the pit. I mean, there's, João Pedro has 14 goals, something along those lines.
Is that just
Like
in the Prem or in all
just
comps?
in the Prem, yeah. And Gyökeres is 11. Sesko has what, 9 or something now, 10. Aside from Igor Thiago and Holland, who's a freak, but also is super cold right now, which is crazy to say he's on 22 goals. Like, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore in terms of this because I just don't think that there's like, and part of the reason also, I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place, but
No, you're
in
good.
terms of the city situation and all that overhaul I mentioned. I think that it's looking really dark for them actually because there's just the players to get them to the level that they were at just don't exist.
No way. There's
And and they're not available. The ones that do exist are not available. Like you can't just go and get these players.
yeah.
So
I
I
mean, Donnarumma just fell into their lap. Like Gahey just fell into their lap. Like they're still finding a way to
yeah, but
find some quality.
Gahey's not
Not
even I
world
mean,
class, but he's a
yeah,
good player.
he's a good player, yeah, but even Donnarumma is like if anything maybe dropped in his reputation this season.
I don't think so.
In
I've still
terms
seen
of
him have some really good games.
He hasn't been as good, whereas like he kind of
recently,
helped
he's looked
City
kind of
move
shaky,
up.
man.
It's
Yeah.
his first season in the Prem though, and City's back line have been kind of butchered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think what Elliot's trying to say is like the caliber of player just isn't quite there to just take a big six team, they spend 300 and 400 mil, as opposed to like a 50 or 100 mil in a window that a team in 10th would spend and go and just dominate the league. And I agree. It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
there isn't that caliber of player anymore. They're so sparse. I mean, they've always been sparse, but it feels even more so now. It's like you can't just go and grab those guys. Like even with in terms of City's situation, like if Pep leaves, a lot of players are going to be thinking, well, like, do I want to join a project that the most successful coach in Premier League history, well, maybe not Premier League history, but in City's history, he just left. Do I want to
mhm,
join this project? What if it all goes downhill? Blah blah. You never know.
yeah,
And it's like, what players would they even look for in the like? I couldn't think of a player that comes in right now and makes City like a significantly better side. Like, where do they need players? They need fullbacks, right? Okay. The one right back I think is Hakimi. Hakimi would extremely improve any side.
yeah.
But are you gonna give 75 million to PSG? Does he want to leave PSG? If Pep Guardiola does he want to join PSG? I don't know. And it's like I think every club finds themselves in this situation. Like people are looking at Madrid right now, they're like, well, Arbeloa is the coach. No disrespect to Arbeloa, but Arbeloa has managed 10 professional games or 15 professional games. Like it's gonna be hard. It's all over the place for everyone right now, which further backs my point of like I think it's the most competitive every aspect of the sport has been. I don't suspect that we will see a team dominate like that ever again. So I think the Arsenal grinding stuff out thing, I actually think it's solid because it's like I think gone are the days of like seeing a team play absolutely top notch 10 out of 10 football every single game week in week out and just be that much better than everyone else, especially in the state of
Yeah.
the Prem right now. I just don't think it happens. You've almost got to like have that quality but also be able to just grind it out and just
I
win.
yeah, I kind of feel you there in terms of like what we're doing, I'm at peace with at this point because of where it's gotten us and because nobody else, like City are still the most creative, probably the best attacking team in the league, but it's not paying off. So like, what's the point, you know?
Yeah.
And that's
Who
kind of
scored
why
more, you guys or them? Let me
we
check.
actually do have more goals.
Yeah.
But but we have like what 16 whatever corner goals, so maybe you can account for that. But it to
I just think
me,
it's the defense that's winning you the league. Like you're hard to break down.
yeah, that's the difference between us and City is our defense right now,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
and the midfield a little bit. But I just think, I still do think though that there are levels that we can reach, and I'm not even asking for, you know, City in the last two, three, even 6, 7 years in terms of play style and bashing teams. But I mentioned the basics a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and just a little bit more cohesion going forward to where we don't have to just rely on set pieces at times, and we don't have to rely on a 16-year-old to come bail us out when we have Jesus, Havertz, Gyökeres, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, Madueke. Like, I'm kind of baffled. Like, I'm glad that he came on and won the game for us, but are you serious? Like, we have hundreds of millions of pounds worth of talent
Yeah.
that should be able to get us something against Everton.
Yeah.
And like, granted, we had 22 shots and whatever, and I didn't even actually watch the game, and I kind of didn't need to because it's probably, I'm certain it was exactly the same as the last 8 games I've watched. But it's, you know, I still, I don't buy that there isn't another level that we could go to on the ball and in possession and in the final third, and that we have to resort to what we've been doing because actually, the last few games, I've noticed that teams aren't sitting off us crazy. Like
Yeah.
teams are, Everton was pressing us. Everton was
Yeah.
really good, from what I
You
saw
guys
and what
just
I
need to be a
heard.
little bit better on the ball
Yeah, it's like
to
we
exploit
just need
that
to
space.
just be a little braver. Like if you have, and I still don't understand this, if you have the defense that we have, like why can City go and be brave on the ball and they have a worse defense than us?
I
Why
think
can't
it's because they have a better midfield from a creativity standpoint, whereas you guys
maybe
have a
it's
better midfield from a defensive standpoint.
maybe it's because they have to,
Yeah.
because it's like if they don't try to score, like they're clearly going to concede goals as they have been, and I could see that. But still, in my mind, like and look, Arteta is there's a reason he's a coach and I'm some guy, right? Like I'm sure he sees and knows something that I don't know. He sees these guys every day, but I don't. You can't convince me that like sometimes just dude, you have the two best center backs arguably in the world. You have a top three in my mind, right back in the world in Timber. Calafiori is no slouch, neither is Nkapie. Why can't we let the forward players express themselves? Why does Saka have to play as a second right back against Everton when they have the ball? Like,
Yeah.
why can we, is there anything we can do? It doesn't have to be a total overhaul of our play, but like, can we 5, 10% more just
Yeah.
let things be and play the game? Like, dude, I I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, look, it's working as of right now. It's not overly convincing in my mind. But I mean, look, long may it continue and we win the league, great. But I mean, I saw it against Leverkusen last week. It didn't look great.
Yeah.
And if anything, this is the competition that we have looked great in this season. So that's concerning to me because why are we away? We just beat a month ago. We just beat Inter away. We beat Barca or Bayern at home. We beat Atletico at home. Both those were the three most convincing results we've had outside of Spurs this whole season. So why are
Yeah.
we going to Leverkusen to not lose?
Yeah. Not trust me. I agree. I watched the entire almost the entire game, and I'm just like, I feel like they're not really putting their foot on the gas.
Yeah, and that's I'm trying not to rant too long, but that is the other reason why I'm not like coming out with a bunch of chess with the head-to-head games against cities because we have not put, you know, our foot on the gas when it looks like we can
Belt to
go.
ass.
Yeah, we
Oh,
we haven't we haven't done that. We haven't gone and smelled blood and went for the kill like all season aside from Spurs and some games in the Champions League.
yeah,
Like so why would I expect us to go do that against City now when I've seen historically Arteta wants to go there for a draw
yeah,
or try to win it 1-0 in the 85th minute. So, that's just how I see it. I mean, I think we're going to win the league. I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, we have a huge gap right now and we're winning games and City aren't winning games. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not in a bad spot at all. I'm not upset necessarily, but I'm just not, I mean, I'm not fully convinced because they haven't convinced me. I mean, I don't know what else to say on it really, because it's been kind of lukewarm, I think. Like,
hmm
I don't blame people for not being entertained. I don't blame people necessarily for not liking the way we're doing things right now. I don't love it. I like it because it's working, but I don't like it because it's inspiring or it's, you know, anything like that. So, yeah, but I mean, that's the thing though, is nobody else is doing that either, and certainly not City. So, I think it'll be enough, but if we're looking into the future, this cannot continue, I don't think.
do you think you need some more midfield signings? Do you think you need a winger? What do you
We
think?
need a winger for sure. I'm honestly, dude, Saka cannot have another season like this.
No.
He
He
just signed
can't.
a new contract. He's
Yeah,
there forever.
well, but yeah, that's why he can't do this because he just became our highest paid player. He's our franchise player. You know, embodies Arsenal. You cannot have another season like this. You have to up it. You have to figure it out. You have to stay fit somehow, and you have to. This is not going to fly. You
Yeah.
know, we
That's what
need
Nani's
better.
there for. Nani's there to develop and take some minutes off of Saka.
Not he's like a year and a half, 2 years younger than Saka. Like this is not like a
He's
youth
outperforming
product
him. I'm
for
just gonna
you
say
know.
it. He's
Yeah, but
outperforming
Nani's
him.
still young in terms of like what he's doing, you know. Like
I mean,
he's still
eh,
developing as a player.
I guess,
So
but I
is
mean,
Saka technically, but he's just like Saka's had it figured out, and I feel like maybe he's just been overthinking on the ball and not doing just what he used to be doing.
yeah, but that's the thing. It's like everybody's overthinking. So for me, I'm looking at Arteta to be
Yeah,
like,
he's been coached out of it.
because this is what I don't understand, right? So I don't know. You probably might not have seen the interview, but after the game against Everton, right, with the Dowman winner, which we haven't even talked about, which is crazy, but you know. He was talking about what he said to Max Dowman before, he sends him on, and he said that he told him to just go do your thing, win us the game. And I'm like,
Is
why are
that
you
not
telling
what
that?
the
Why are
whole
you
squad is being told?
explain to me why you're telling that to the 16-year old who's played not even a full 90 collectively in the Prem this season, and you won't tell that to anybody else. Please explain to me how that makes any sense. Like, what?
The standards.
It doesn't, I don't know. It blows my mind. And like, I like that he did that, but guess what? Saka's a better player than Max Dowman. Gyökeres is a better player than Max Dowman. Every attacker we have is a better player than Max Dowman, except for maybe Madueke. And I'm
That
not
is
saying that because
crazy.
And I'm not saying that because he's not a talented kid. He's clearly insane. But
Yeah,
I'm saying that you can't rely, however good he is, he's not Lamine Yamal in my mind, right? So you can't rely on him. He can't be your guy at 17, 18,
yeah,
right? Maybe in 2 years, but right now we cannot depend on him to win this league.
no.
Just not gonna happen. So why does he get the freedom and your best players don't? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. But so yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're gonna win the league. I'm a little bit concerned about Champions League, honestly, right now. I'm worried about tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But um, yeah, that's
Timber's
pretty much.
out, correct?
Sorry.
Is Ben White healthy to take over for Timber?
Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in the lineup the other day, but Arteta put on mascara when he came off. When
Mm.
Timber came off, I don't think I don't. He's probably not going to play tomorrow.
I thought I saw an
Um,
update saying he was out tomorrow.
yeah, him and Odegaard are out. I don't know what's going on with Odegaard right now. I haven't heard anything
Impression.
about him, and he hasn't played in a couple of weeks. He's probably, I mean, he's made of glass at this point. And okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say on the Arsenal, and we can move on. Is it controversial for me to be ready for him to go this summer?
I
Odegaard.
thought it was already happening.
Odegaard, yeah.
I'd
I'm
say
not I'm not convinced that he will. I think a lot of that is, we've seen that with Saliba a little bit, we've seen that with like Saka a little bit in terms of like are the, Real Madrid coming or whoever. I don't maybe United goes in for him or something, I don't know, but
We're not going in. We don't need him. We have two tens already.
well, yeah,
Three
but
tens. We
I'm
have
just
three
saying,
tens already.
that's what the link was that I heard is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of over him, honestly. Like I think it's like he's not a kid anymore. And I love him. I love what he's done for us, through the years, but like dude, at this point I kind of it's you always say it. It's club over, over anybody. And he's just not given us enough at all for to be a captain. It's not nowhere near what it needs to be. So I'm kind of ready for him to go. I mean, if he stays, I'm willing to give him another chance because he's had a lot of injury issues, but that goes into it too. Like if you can't stay fit, sorry.
I mean, you fill in
You
that
know,
spot. I mean, I could see Odegaard leaving and you taking like a Morgan Rogers, like a younger profile to Eze to partner with Eze for that 10 role.
maybe, but I mean, we're kind of loaded already. I mean, I'd almost rather just bring back one area and let him kind of do his thing, and maybe
Mm.
Max Dowman can play in the 10, because we already have a couple other right wingers who are left-footed. So I don't know, or Saka even, but I'm kind of something's got to give there in that area of the pitch, and I kind right now it's Odegaard for me. So, um,
Okay.
but yeah, I think we could probably move on from the Arsenal stuff because I'm like
In
honestly
the
my brain's in a blender.
in the rest of the Prem news, we can really see the effects of teams playing 2 games a week and just not being ready for it. Like especially with Aston Villa playing in the Europa League, getting pretty far. They've lost their last 3 games. Are we starting to see them prioritize Europa League over the league?
I think a lot of their stuff is baked in with the injuries that they've got right now
Agreed.
and that they've had. I mean, honestly, I just don't think that they have a deep enough squad to cope with, three of their players being out like we do. You
They,
know,
they gave us a good game in the first half. It's just like they looked dead tired in the second half, and we found a lot of success then.
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, part of that is also you guys having one game a week, I
Yeah,
think.
that's what I'm
And
saying. It's like we're looking at these teams. Liverpool dropped points, Chelsea dropped points, Villa dropped points. All teams that are playing 2 games a week. Like we're pretty much cemented ourselves in third place for a 2 game lead from all these teams.
yeah, I think it's really interesting what's going on between third and sixth right now. Like, I
I think that just gave us
think
a huge advantage, and I think Chelsea just kind of sealed their fate with probably not qualifying.
maybe, I don't know. I could see them getting a result against City for sure.
I mean,
Just
that's the
because
result. That's the result you want them to get, but like their
no, I
schedule
mean,
is difficult.
yeah,
And
but
you could argue
but
that those are the games that they thrive in, or the more challenging ones,
yeah,
opposed to the
yeah.
simple ones.
And
So
I
I think
think it's kind of the same thing for you guys to an extent. I mean, obviously, you turned up against Villa, but so did Chelsea. They beat them like 4-1 a couple weeks ago.
yeah,
So, it's like kind of hard to tell, where to draw the line with that. But I think, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think you're kind of cemented for third right now, and fourth and fifth is, who knows? I mean, I kind of feel like. Villa's, obviously dropping out of that with their form right now and the injuries.
Yeah,
Maybe they get,
they're
but
those really struggling.
you guys kind of all play each other in the last couple weeks of the season, right? Like I'm pretty sure you still have Chelsea.
I still have all of them,
You
we just
have
played Villa. We just played Villa. We still have Liverpool and Chelsea. Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, you never know. Things can happen. I mean, Spurs just got a point at Anfield. So like it's, as we've been talking about endlessly, it's a crazy season and I am very hesitant to come out with any bold definitive statements right now because I don't know
Mhm.
what I'm looking at if I'm being totally
It's
honest.
all right. I'll make them for you. Arsenal's
Yeah.
gonna win the league. I said it at the beginning of the season. I'm saying it now.
Yeah,
Um,
I
I
think
still think
honestly
Liverpool will go
Liverpool
out.
might get fourth just sort of on
they will.
default.
I do think Liverpool will get fourth.
I don't know. I really don't see it. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
I'm
but
just telling you,
who
they're the best of the worst. Like they're better than Villa, have so many injuries. They're better than Chelsea because Chelsea's just a shit fucking team with a terrible manager.
Another Chelsea. I swear, this is the Chelsea Stray podcast.
No, they're so bad, dude. I've never seen a manager make more fucking excuses than Liam Rosenior.
I don't
And
know, man. Slot is up there. That guy moans and whines about everything.
that's
Oh
fair.
And
You know
yeah.
what? I'll
and
give that to
Klopp
you.
and
Klopp
Klopp,
was bad and Xavi was bad when he was at Barca.
Klopp was bad, but Klopp you could understand at least because he could back it up.
I was a fan of Klopp.
Yeah, like I don't have as much of a problem with Klopp because he has cemented one of the greats.
Yeah.
Slot coming in, taking, Klopp's
His
team
glory.
or taking his team, winning another Prem in a season where we were not at all prepared to win it, and
It was City's first fall
City
off
fell off.
year.
Yeah, City fell off a cliff. I mean, we brought in Sterling in the summer. Like looking back in hindsight, it's like, yeah, you can kind of see how a little maybe some fresh ideas with this team that's established could come in and win the league.
I know it
But
was slap, but like that Klopp team that he made, awesome. I love the way the style of football that they played.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, slot pisses me off, man. I cannot stand just the hypocrisy, the whining and moaning about playing against low blocks. Guess what, buddy? That's literally the definition of being Liverpool or being
Yep.
Arsenal and being City right now. So
Yep.
suck it the fuck up
Yeah.
and figure out a way to use your 550 million worth of players to break it down.
Yeah.
Please spare me. Like,
No,
dude,
I'm with
I
you.
remember a year ago when, or 2 years ago when, Liverpool fans were cheering for Arsenal against City type matches, and now they've completely 180'd. Like I've never seen a fan base more against Arsenal.
nobody gets hate in the Prem like we do. I don't care who, not City,
Oh, it
nobody.
flipped.
Everybody hates
Used to
us.
be
And
United, and then it turned to City when City won too many years, and now it's clearly Arsenal.
it's pitiful. We haven't even won anything. We still have the entire league in a chokehold right now. Everybody's running to their moms because we are on the precipice of winning one league in 26 goddamn years. And the crash out from the rest of the league is
I wouldn't
honestly
say everyone. I'd say United fans are mostly grateful just because City is not going to get another title, and Liverpool, obviously, that's
maybe,
our rivals.
maybe. But dude, do you see how Everton is coming out and playing against us right now?
Yeah, that's true.
Everton have been decent this season in
They
general.
have. They
Yeah,
have.
but yes, but every team has been decent aside from Spurs and Wolves. Like, and maybe Burnley. Like, I can't, teams are coming out for blood against us every single week. Brentford, uh, Forest, you, Liverpool. Like, Liverpool were in shambles and they came and got a point against us and shithoused a point against us. Like, I, I'm going back on another tangent, but. Yeah, yeah. I honestly, it was weird actually watching the Spurs and the Liverpool game because I could not decide what I wanted to happen.
I
And I
mean,
guess
a
I'm kind
draw was the best result for me personally, but I still
yeah,
Dude, I forgot about Spurs because they're so far down on the fucking table. They're gonna get relegated. They're even with every single team down there. They're actually
yeah,
they're
I think
buns.
they're equal on points, but above on goal differential.
yeah. Well,
They're
I no, I think they're a point above now,
No, yeah, they're a point above Forest,
oh
who's
okay because of the
and
draw.
West
and
Ham,
West
yeah.
Ham. Yeah.
But I mean, Forest and West Ham are getting results lately. Both against
Yeah.
have gotten a result against City, and then West Ham, I think they won the previous game
Tottenham are
before
looking to
that.
fire Igor Tudor after 8 games, eight
Dude,
losses, pretty
That'd be
much in a
the
row.
stupidest thing ever if they fired him, honestly.
I mean, that's what I would do. I'd be going to Carlo Ancelotti,
You can't
blank
you
check, be
can't
my
be in
interim
a
until the World
relegation
Cup.
scrap and fire the manager after 8 games when you're in the midst of a relegation scrap because then they're gonna have to play the next 8 games
Yeah, that's fair.
under a new
That's a
principle.
good point. They shouldn't have fired Thomas Frank until after the season was
I
over.
agree. That's what it should have been. And it's
But
like,
I'm
or they should have fired him 3 months before they did.
but what I'm saying for right now, what Spurs need to do is they need to find the best manager available that they can buy for the short term. Just like I use Carlo Ancelotti as an example, like blank check. Like it'll save them money to stay up. You know what I mean? If they get relegated, they're done.
I saw that interview that Postecoglou did, and he's like, we can't compete because Tottenham doesn't offer high salaries. And he's absolutely right. It's like a reason why their big name signings are Solanke and Xavi Simons. Like, no disrespect to those two players, but it's like, what the hell are we spending 60 to 70 million for on Dom Solanke and Xavi Simons? It's a joke. If you
And
want to
that's
win a
Xavi Simmons'
title,
third choice club.
I know, and you cannot be spending that much money on these guys. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like let's think of some $65 million signings. How much? Like let me think. And I know some of these may have happened a couple years ago when signings were different, but like I don't know who's Real Madrid signed in the last few years. Actually, that's not a good.
Gyökeres 65, Kai
Gyökeres
Havertz
65.
65.
Cunha and Buemo, both around that range.
There you go. Those guys are significantly better than Xavi Simons, who before this played at Leipzig, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. It's just like, come on now. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Like, it baffles me. I talk to a lot of Tottenham fans, and I'm just like, you guys aren't a serious club. Like, straight
Liverpool
up.
got Zoboslai and McAllister for around that range, I think.
I think McAllister was like 35 mil,
Yeah, I probably 40 when the year they bought him.
something
Brighton
like
doesn't
that.
sell for cheap.
Yeah. I mean, how much did you guys get Trossard for?
Now
Like
would be
20,
cheap.
27.
Right? Like,
He was older
and
though.
Solanke is 65. I think
Yeah,
they
well
spent
that
55
was
or 60 on Richarlison too.
yeah, that was also the same window in January that we were going after Mudryk, and then Chelsea signed him for 100 mil, and it's like, and now he's a track runner.
Yeah, that's
Oh
Like
God, dude,
he's
he's
a
still
sprinter
contracted
now.
with them.
Yeah, but yeah, I know I know what you're saying though. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Spurs. I think you could lump United and Chelsea in there a bit too. Maybe less so United like this summer because their signings have worked out more
yeah.
so than they have in the past. But
I
like
don't think we had a miss this year. Thank God.
no, yeah, but I mean the last 3 years before that, dude, it's like kind of
They were
abysmal.
all
So
misses.
yeah, I mean
No,
Anthony,
I think
Hoyland,
Euro's one for the
Mount.
future. Euro's a
I
decent.
agree. I mean,
Yeah,
they're youth players. It's not what we needed. We didn't need Euro. We needed fucking like a Bremer. We needed like a Finnish center
yeah,
back, and then we needed to buy another Finnish center back. We
Yeah,
yeah.
didn't need to put, we didn't need a work in progress.
I think a lot of these clubs they need a sporting director who has the club's play style in mind. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's like we're gonna sign players that fit the type of soccer that we want to play, and the type of soccer that most of these elite clubs have showcased they've wanted to play is players that can do both sides of the coin. The
Hmm.
high possession, high press, high line game, and the low block, blah, 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 defend haram ball game. And I think Arsenal's done that brilliantly because they've signed athletes that are also pretty capable on the ball with a mixture of not as athletic guys that are very capable on the ball. Like, that's the right way to go about it. United signings have been all over the place. Real Madrid signs players because of name.
On that point, I think it's the director of football in tandem with the coach. Like they have to see eye to eye,
They have to agree, yeah.
which
But
brings
then
up
the
my
coach
new
needs to be
coach.
hired based off of what that style of play they want is. You can't just bring in like bringing in
Right.
Ruben Amorim like
Didn't
that. He
make
never
sense.
aligned with United's values ever.
I'm
So
starting
I
to
Yeah,
think that
think
Carrick
to
might
extent.
actually be a long-term solution for United.
Carrick?
I'm starting to think that he might honestly maybe just give him the job because
I
I
mean, if
think
there's no better option, I will, but there's three managers I would take over Carrick right now.
Enrique.
Enrique is the obvious one. Unai Emery and Julian Nagelsmann, who's worked with the director of football that we one of our directors of football that we currently have, and he's the one who like, vouched for Sesko and
Germany head coach.
I kind of just think though, like I sort of to Ollie's point there, like at this point, I kind of just value the fact that he gets the club and he knows the standard and where the club comes from and
yes,
and
I do
that's never going to
understand.
change, you
He's just
know?
not tested.
So I
Yeah, but
think
I mean, you kind of, I mean, I sort of feel like he could be like your Arteta in a way.
I see that too, but like I mean, I still have flashbacks to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Everyone's singing Ollie's at the wheel. Do you know how many games he won in a row? Like 15
he also
straight.
didn't
And
lose
like
a he didn't lose a single away game in a season, which is mental.
like
Mental.
and he
Yeah,
wasn't the solution.
but your recruitment at that time
Was abysmal.
was
We
Yeah,
cannot be blaming this on Ollie. We can I'm sorry.
that's fair, I guess.
The
Like all
player,
the
you had the
circumstances at United.
scum. You had the absolute scum. I'm not even a United fan, and this makes me so mad. You had the scum of Pogba, Sancho, Rashford, Lingard, all
Yeah,
these morons that did not care for the club or bleed for the badge
I agree.
whatsoever. Whatsoever.
yeah. I will say one thing that maybe the biggest thing about your signings this summer is that off the bat, Cunha and Buemo and Sesko look like they bleed for the
They
Yes.
look
club
dedicated.
Steve.
already. Like
Yes.
it's kind of mind-blowing. And like I've seen it a lot with our players just because I think we have a really good like I think Arteta does a really good job of like man managing. I think that's maybe his biggest strength is like
Yeah.
getting the group together, weeding out the Aubameyangs, the Ozils, the Guendouzi's of the world, and bringing in the right characters. I mean, even I'm kind of shocked with
You
like
see this
Matt.
light? It shines.
Well, even not even that, bro. Not even that though. But like, just like you were not even that, but just like the like you're gonna come in, you're gonna be part of the collective, like we're not gonna have fighting over who's gonna take a pen, like Madueke and Palmer, shit like that. So, when he brings in Madueke, I wasn't really worried that he was gonna be an issue because I'm like, there's no way he's gonna let that happen. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not worried about Dauman coming in and get his head being too big and kind of turning out like Lamine Yamal a little bit, arrogance wise. And all the characters we have, like they all seem you know, like good professionals, good guys. They seem like they get along. I mean, you saw the celebrations when Dauman scored, the entire fucking team ran to the corner, you
Right.
know, like
I mean, who wouldn't? That's a crazy record to
Elliot,
yeah,
have.
but
I want to add on to your point of like the whole Carrick being the coach. I agree. I
mhm,
think it could be a long-term thing because I think Madrid and United find themselves in the same boat in a lot of ways.
yeah,
They signed two managers, right? You signed Xabi Alonso and Ruben Amorim, guys that both played a back three. When that's never ever been in the history or where'd your face go? Did you turn your camera off?
yeah, my
Oh, there
bad.
you are. Okay. You signed two managers that play a back three, never been in the history of United or Madrid. So there's already friction there, right? You sign a guy with a complex tactical system in Ruben Amorim who wants to play this complicated 3-4-3 system,
Hmm.
and he's trying to instill it on a group of players that have high egos, that are playing for one of the biggest clubs in the history of the sport. They don't want to be told what to do. They don't want this complex, high intensity play style and watching film 9 hours a day and working hard on the training ground and running like crazy. They want to play a simple, easy to understand 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3.
And on top of that, it brings in like for a club who needs like new signings, it takes your transfer pool from here to here.
Yeah,
Like you're looking for very niche players.
yes, absolutely. And then you look at Xabi Alonso on the same spectrum. He started the season playing a back three. It was getting results for a little bit, but he was coming in. He was trying to do all these tactics. There was even a rumor that one of the agents of one of the Real Madrid players came out and was like, it was heard him saying, they heard him saying, "Oh, this guy thinks he's Pep Guardiola," right? Because they were talking crap about how complex the tactics Xabi Alonso was trying to do. once again, back three system, complicated, inverted this, all that, blah, 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 all this mumbo jumbo, with once again a group of egos that are not hardworking, that don't want to sit there and watch tactical film sessions for hours a day, that don't want to do all this complex stuff, and just want to play a simple 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. I find themselves in the exact same boat. And then you see Carrick come in, who played for the club. Yes, I understand Xabi played for the club, but it's a bit of a different story, right? Carrick played for the club. He was never like a big name. Like he was obviously an important player, but he wasn't a Scholes, he wasn't a Rooney, he wasn't a Giggs, he wasn't a
He was
Ronaldo.
an underrated
He was an
midfielder. He's still
underrated
one of
guy.
the
He was an
best
unsung
CDMs.
hero. But he gets the club, he bleeds for the club, right? And he gets what these players want, and he just sets them up in a simple way that's going to get them results. I'm not saying that I want Arbeloa to be the long-term manager, but he's come in. He understands that these are egos. They need to be stroked. He has to compliment Vinny nonstop. You can't talk shit about Vinny in the media like Xabi Alonso did. You can't bench him. You can't do all this stuff. You just got to stroke the egos of the big names, put them in a system that's going to suit them, not try to bring in all these complex tactics, and you'll get results. And frankly, Real Madrid has been playing better since he's come in. I'm not saying Arbeloa is the long-term answer, but I'm saying he's come in and he's done what this particular group of players needed to, one, perform and also play a way that suits the history of the club. So maybe Carrick could be the guy to come in and,
The only thing that worries me about Carrick is I don't know what style of football he wants to play, and are the owners smart enough to listen to him when he tries to express that and bring him the right
but like you were
prospects
saying, it needs to be a
to build on.
combination of sporting director and manager.
Hmm.
I kind of like I feel like this is a weird conversation to even have because I see United is almost like systemless in terms of their history and where they come from. Like it's never been
It's
this.
evolved. It's like it's changed. When we were at our peak, it was around wing play, and then it went to when it hits fucking Jose, he turned it into park the bus counterattack, and we haven't really come out of counterattack since Jose took over.
Well, but that was kind of the thing with like under Ferguson though. Like
It was
it
a lot more
was
direct. I wouldn't say it was
yeah, it's
counterattack, but it was more direct.
but
No,
it's
it was
always
wing play.
that is it's always been that directness basically. Like it's never really been like fluid,
Never been Pep or
intricate, yeah,
Arsenal.
Pep Arsenal
Arsenal
ball.
Arsenal ball was always the one that was before even Pep. Like Arsenal
Yeah,
was
yeah,
taught to
actually like
dribble the ball in the goal.
we kind of did that simultaneously with
It was
Barca in a weird
Charlie
way.
drilled that into our heads.
Yeah, but I mean, it's I don't look at United as a place where like, it's not Barca or maybe City from now on or Arsenal maybe or Bayern or something where like it's got to be this like I like the comparison actually between
Madrid and
United and yeah, and Madrid because it's kind of similar. It's
100%.
just like look, we have better players than you. We're going to set our players up in a way where they can go just be better than
Madrid's
you.
never had a style of play. You're
That's what
absolutely
I'm
right.
saying. Like you've
True.
never almost been a systemless club like in
It's
your
just you
peak
got good
years.
players, put them out in a way that's gonna let them win, and then they win.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm kind of an old head in that way, and like in Ali, you're kind of a tactical, which I appreciate, and there's a space for that in the game. Like
Yeah.
obviously, with the Peps of the world, but in my mind, like I'm kind of old school in the way where I'm like, dude, the game's not that complex in my mind. When I play or played, I wasn't thinking constantly like, where do I need to be or where am I going to put the ball? It's a very simple game in my mind. Where is the space? That's where I'm either going to go or where I'm going to put the ball. And that applies to any facet of the game. If you're defending, where's the space? That's where you got to cover.
And you hear Liam Rosenior talking about like, oh, we press like no other team does, and they're still getting the hang of it.
Yeah, it's like, but I mean, Pep it's another Pep thing where it's like everybody feels like they need to be so cerebral all the time. And it's like, honestly, to the day I die, like you were saying, Ollie, I think a 4-3-3, whether you do two eights or two tens or a double pivot, 4-3-3 is with the right kind of players is the most effective system
I
formation
agree.
that in the game.
And that'll never
And you
change.
just gotta sign players that aren't just technical maestros in this day and age. You need athletes too. That's
Yeah,
the
that's just basic. That's basically it. I mean, you think of all the, I mean, Ronaldo, athlete, obviously one of the best ever on the, if not the best ever on the ball, with Messi, but like fast, powerful,
yeah.
strong, like mentally, I'm just going towards the goal. Nobody's going to stop me. I'm going to do what it takes with my skill to get there. But, Bale, Neymar, Messi, Suarez, anybody, Ribery and Robin. Robin, you want to talk to me about tactics? Robin did the same thing for 16 years. He did one thing for 16 years, and he's one of the greatest wingers of all time.
Nobody can stop.
Arhen,
He cut into his on the left and
Yeah.
and curled it.
I do believe that
Like,
the tactical side of things needs to be implemented on the defensive side.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why, like, you look at Madrid, like, player for player, we've got some of the best players on earth without a doubt.
tactics is
Yeah.
game to
But they're
game.
just lazy bastards that don't want to defend. And it's like, okay, we can have all this possession, we can create all these chances, great. If you don't have somebody to put them away, like a proper target man in this day and age,
Mhm.
and they don't run back and defend, and you're defending 9 against 11, you're not winning titles. I don't
Tactics is
care how good
for
your players are.
Tactics is for the mid team, the mid table club. Because like I very distinctly remember 2 years ago, we played at Bournemouth, and they parked Ryan Yates on Bruno Fernandes the whole game. Like this kid did not leave his side, was touch tight to him, and our creativity was completely shut down because our one root of creativity was gone at that time.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I just think like it's the
When
game's
you're the
almost too
underdog, you
far
approach teams
gone.
tactically.
Yeah, well, because yeah, but that's because you don't have the players to just go 4-3-3. We're better than you. Let's go show it. You
Hmm.
know, like that. It doesn't take. I mean, I don't look at Ancelotti is one of the best managers of all time. I don't look at him as like this, masterful genius, like chess player, chess
Broke
master.
He was
egos
a
and
man
won games.
manager.
He
He's a
stroked
man
egos
manager,
and won
yeah.
games. Yep. He
And
made
he's
the
like
big egos happy.
like and I think also he had a knack for like substitutions are a big thing, are a huge part of a manager's job.
Yeah.
And I think he had a good sense of, when to do that. Same thing with Ferguson. Like, but that even that, it's kind of a simple thing. Like, that there's that famous clip that always is in like compilations and stuff where United's down to I don't know, Everton or something.
Yeah. And then
Um,
Ronaldo gets called to
and
come
he's
on.
like, Ronaldo, get up. He's like, Cristiano, get up, go. Like, and he goes on and he wins the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just that simple. Like, go put this maverick you have on the
Mhm.
field and he's probably going to do something. Like,
Yep.
but that's the thing. If you let him go do what he does, and if you play into that, and I think all over the place. Like, I don't know if you guys watched the Liverpool. I know Nick did. The Liverpool Tottenham game. Like, the lineup from Liverpool made no sense to me.
Frempong on the right, an
Frimpong, you have
18-year-old
you
on the
have a
left.
right back, and you're playing him at right mid, so you can play Soboslai at right back.
They were
You
rotating for Champions League, is what they were doing.
Yes, but still, like, you're also in a top four race. You're not going to win the Champions League this year. You
I
just
actually hate
lost
that
to
they showed versus
Galatasaray.
Spurs like that.
Yeah, but like, it's like I mean, the only thing that made sense was that playing that kid on the left, Rio.
Yeah.
Like, he's been good, so it makes, give him some minutes, sure. And even that being said, what they had on the field, they still should have beat Spurs.
I
Like,
agree.
that's not an excuse for dropping points. But I'm just saying, like, Gakpo up the middle, he's not even good on the left. Why are you what are you doing? Like, you're putting Gakpo up the middle with a right back on the right and a 17-year-old on the left with your best midfielder at right back. Kanate's healthy and you put Joe Gomez in at center back. Like, what are you doing? I don't get it at all. But I don't know. But it just seems like another instance of like Slot trying to be Pep and stroke his bald head and I don't know, like I don't get it, but yeah, I mean we're kind of going off on a crazy tangent now, and
Yeah.
I think
Let
We
me
are.
make a
We
few
haven't
comments
done an
on.
episode in a while, so there's a lot to
yeah,
talk about.
no,
Let me
it's cool, but
Let's get into Champions League from
let me
last
make
week.
three United comments, and then we can get
Let's
into
do
Real
it.
Madrid and Champions League.
Let's do it.
Okay. Bruno Fernandes beat David Beckham's assist record for Man United. Let's go. Round of applause. And he is only 4 goals off of Thierry Henry's record with Kevin De Bruyne.
Really?
5 to win, 8 games to get 5 assists to have the most Premier League assists in one season.
Oh, wow.
We're almost there. Stat number two, fun little quip number two. Sesko has the most goals of anyone in the Premier League coming off the bench.
Okay.
Super sub.
can I jump in on that really quick
Here.
with another stat that I heard today? I think aside from I think it was Cherki, like the first or second game week of the season, City has not had a single player come off the bench this season and score a goal.
That's
That's
wild.
nuts. That is
I just
nuts.
wanted to throw that out there, but go ahead,
That is
continue.
nuts. Go ahead,
Hmm.
continue.
Continue.
I forgot what comment number three was. We're just gonna go right into Champions League.
Sorry. I just that stat blew my mind, and
No
it
worries.
reminded me of that when you
Let me
said
chime
that.
in on a little bit of Madrid, and then we'll wrap the video up with Champions League because I think we've already been going for a little over an hour, right?
Yeah.
I remembered my thing.
All right, go for it.
Diogo Dallo. Oh my fucking God, man. I know why everybody hates him so much. And like that game against Villa was the perfect example. Like this dude is a mentality monster. This dude is an athletic, physical beast, but he just doesn't have the fucking quality, man. Like he defended really well all night, but like he uses a burst of pace. He gets in behind the defense, and this dude has an open goal, practical tap in, and he Darwin Núñez is it fucking over the sky, and it's just like, oh, it's like, and I think it was maybe one very distinct turnover, probably two, where it's like you played him the ball, and then he just is like fucking his brain switches off, and he just like lays it to a midfielder, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But like you like Bruno will get the ball in transition, see Dallo use his athleticism to make a bombing run up, and he won't pass to him because he knows he might fuck up. Jesus Christ, dude. Like I'm like Dallo's last fan. Like because I just think like this guy is like the perfect build for an outside back. And
Oh, that's so funny.
he just doesn't have that final bit. Like it's just that meme where you see this dude make the world's greatest recovery tackle, dribble 3 yards up the field straight out of bounds. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
and there isn't a right back in the world I want to sign to replace him either. So it's like, what do I do? I just got to deal with it.
Dude,
Hakeem.
I similar to that, I saw it was during the Spurs game again. Dragusin got the ball, in wide half space where the center backs hang out now, building out of the back. And he had Jet Spence like 5 yards away on the touch line, and he just kicks it straight out of bounds. I just, I lost it, man. That guy is so bad. So bad. No business playing for any Premier League team. And that just sent me. I couldn't
He
believe it.
was
It was
linked
so
with
funny.
Bayern. Bayern was in for him as well.
His agent said that he like
Wanted
was
playtime, so he went to
but
Tottenham.
well he's I think his agent said that he was like good enough to play for Real Madrid or something.
That is
And I'm just like, brother,
that's funny.
retire. Leave the game
Donzo isn't much
because
better
the
either.
game has already left you.
All
But
right, let's get
anyway,
into a
yeah.
bit of Real Madrid. I don't have much on this that we haven't already discussed, but some of the best performances we've had this season have been Elche. Now, I know Elche's in relegation zone. They're in 18th, but last time we played them, we tied 2-2.
You've been starting some academy kids in the midfield,
And
no?
that's
Like,
what I was gonna get into. In the game against Elche, we had 7 Real Madrid youth products on the field at once for the first time in the club's history.
and they fought like hell for their fucking
They
club.
fought like hell for the club and fucking played well and did better against a relegation club in Elche than Vinny, Mbappe, Bellingham, all those starting guys when they played because they drew 2-2. We played City without Mbappe, demolished them at least on paper. I don't think we looked great. I don't think we played 10 out of 10 football. I think City was also really just kind of poor. So I think that result is a little bit more inflated than what it is. But once again, another big result without Mbappe. And Vinny, for the most part, like Vinny just didn't do much. Like it wasn't really Vinny that really got us that dub. I know he got an assist. Celta
Yeah, but that was
Vigo,
like even that was deflected. Like,
yeah. Celta Vigo we beat. Last time we played them, they beat us 2-0 at home. Also no Mbappe. We lost to Getafe 1-0 on my birthday because why not? Thanks, Real Madrid. I'm happy to see these youth products get a chance because we've sat here on multiple episodes talking about, oh, what players do we want to see Real Madrid sign or Arsenal or United, whoever. And I'm thinking we need this guy and we need this guy, but we can't go get them because PSG ain't selling Vitinha and PSG ain't selling Hakimi and we're never gonna get Haaland because he can't coexist with Mbappe and whatever. Well, who knew, right? I love Real Madrid, but I don't know. I don't keep up with Castilla day to day. I don't know who a lot of these youth guys are. Who knew we had a left-footed right winger that was actually decent, assisted Hoyson with a delicious in-swinging left-footed cross from the right wing, and he's pretty saucy on the ball. And he looks better than Mastantuono, who isn't even a line-breaking winger that we signed for 55 mil. Like we had this guy in our youth product system, and we went and signed Mastantuono for 55 mil. Why? We have a midfielder who's being called the best six in Spain, at least under 21 six in Spain, right? And he's been playing well. We've got who else played in this game? Let's see.
Didn't Tyrion remake a comment on him too?
I don't
I
remember.
think so.
But it's just like Valverde is playing back in his traditional midfield role or right side of midfield role. And we've been better because we don't have to play one of our best midfielders at right back anymore, like we did for the first 7 months of the season. Um, Aguado came in as a defender. Angel came in. Yanez is the one that got the assist. Guler scoring from 70 freaking meters.
That was wild.
Right? Like it's nice for us to see players come on that actually care about the club. Mbappe never cared about the club. The reason why Mbappe is injured, I don't know if you guys know this. The reason why Mbappe is injured is because he had um sorry, he had a knee injury that was, stuck with him. And we were trying to rest him against a third division team in Copa del Rey, and he insisted on playing so he could score and break the goals in 1 year record that Ronaldo had. And then that made his knee injury worse, and that's why he's been missing a bunch of crucial games. And honestly, thank God it happened because I hate him and we've been winning. So, but it's like it just goes to show where his priorities are. His
Did he
priorities are
break the
himself.
record?
He equaled the record.
Okay.
Um, his priorities are his own individual accolades. His priorities are not Real Madrid winning titles. Don't let him fool you with what he says in interviews. That will never be the case. Mbappe's a rat. I hate him. Um, which is crazy to hear someone say, "Oh, I don't like Mbappe. Get him out of my club." But it's the truth. I genuinely don't like him. We were a double, potentially treble winning side, and then we signed him, and he completely ruined everything. Made everyone in the team a worse player, and it just baffles me. I mean, even going into tomorrow, right? Like I know I was just talking about like how Arbeloa is putting us out there. He's just making it simple, and he's stroking egos, and we're getting results. I'm still not confident that we're good against City. Like we could go there tomorrow and just completely shit the bed and get killed, because I really, bro, we did it to them 2, 3 years ago, and it was.
yeah, but they
I still think it can happen, man. We beat Juve that year that Ronaldo scored the bicycle kick against Juve. We won the first leg 3-0, and then they came to the Bernabeu and scored 3 goals, and we barely escaped with a like 87th minute penalty. Like it's possible.
Yeah,
It's
it's
possible.
possible. I just think I don't know, maybe this is just kind of like the same thing that I am feeling, about Arsenal in terms of like when it's your club, it feels different.
Yeah.
But I'm more looking at City and I'm like I'm kind of struggling to see where they're going to come up with 3 goals. I mean, granted, I know you guys have had struggles defensively at times and
all the time.
have well, yeah, but and like haven't looked great necessarily all season, but
City
they
can be a
are
light switch team though, because they still have the quality to do it. Like Holland could definitely get one. Semenyo's capable of getting one.
Bernardo
Um,
Silva hates us. He tries like
yeah, but I mean that's you could say the same thing for Real Madrid, if not to a greater degree, I think.
I don't know. I
In
really
terms
don't
of
think so.
in terms of individuals, like I mean, look at what Valverde just did. Like,
yeah, it was
you
Yeah, but
know,
that's
amazing.
like that's a once in a lifetime type of performance. Like Valverde, if you, I don't think Valverde will ever score a hat trick again in his career. Like truthfully, like
yeah,
it
but
was
how
just
many
a
times has
freak.
that happened for your club? I mean, Rodrigo came on and scored 2 in a minute. Like, we're talking
Yeah,
about how many once in a lifetime things
does
have
Real Madrid get away
does
with?
yeah, but
Has
you
Declan
have
hit a free kick
you
since Real Madrid?
no, he hasn't. But like I mean, you have 15 Champions Leagues. We have that's you have 15 of something that we don't even have. It's not even once in a lifetime for us.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
never happened. So I'm just saying, like,
Maybe this is the year.
maybe, but we got to get past fucking Leverkusen first. But beside the point, I don't know. I'm not convinced. I think it's done. I mean, is it possible that City could come back into it? Yeah, but I just don't. I don't see where. I mean, in my mind, they're in such a low right now. The way I don't know if you heard Guardiola talking about this game tomorrow.
Yeah,
But he's like, yeah, we're gonna give it a go basically because we have to, and it's our job, and gonna we're gonna try. And I mean, he's down 3, so he's not gonna say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna score 4 and win."
yeah,
But it's like I don't know. I don't get that sense that like this team is capable of doing that. I mean, they couldn't score 2 against West Ham. They gave up a lead twice to Forest. Like,
no, trust me. I get that their form is atrocious, but like Real Madrid has done nothing but disappoint me all season. And like I just have this feeling in my stomach that it's because I've seen us have like really good performances, and then the next game we drop points to a relegation club. Like literally this season. And we'll go crazy in the Champions League. Like we'll win 6-1 against Monaco, and then we'll drop points to a dog shit team. Like it's just been up, down, up, down, up, down. Like you get surprised in both ends with this Madrid team this year. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, we won 3-0 in a game that I predicted on our last episode we were gonna get killed 3-0. It's like I'm hoping it's not the case, trust me, but I've just been disappointed and especially if Mbappe gets on the field. Like I could truthfully see this. If Mbappe starts tomorrow, we will lose without a doubt in my mind. Maybe not fully get knocked out, but we'll lose 2-0 maybe. Right? Vinny, I could see this happening too. Vinny gets booked in the first 5 minutes for dissent and then gets booked again for dissent. Double yellow, sent off, okay, and then now we're down to 10 men because Vinny's ego's too big and Mbappe's not defending anyways. So we're essentially got no players on the field and we lose. Like that's how annoyed I am with this Madrid side. It's pessimistic as hell. I know it's annoying to hear because oh yeah, look at us, we've won 15 of them. I get it. It's annoying. But it's like this team has done nothing but disappoint. Like they're like a toxic girlfriend. Like they're emotionally there and then they're ghost and then they're emotionally there and then they ghost and it's just like they just play with your emotions and I hate it so much. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm
I
wrong.
just don't think they have enough in it to turn that around. I mean, I don't think you're gonna go and maybe beat Bayern next,
No, no shot. Zero chance.
but
No way.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I just think if I was, if you're Arbeloa, like I think he w will probably be smart and pragmatic about this tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's no reason to. I mean, honestly, if I were him, I'd play the same lineup as last week.
Yeah.
Just rinse, repeat. Like
Yeah.
put the hardworking quality guys on the field who are gonna work cohesively as they did. And honestly, I think you guys were better for the win than it seems you feel in terms of the first leg. Like I don't think you were great, but I thought it was probably the best performance that I've seen. And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have watched a bit of Real Madrid, mostly in the Champions League this year, but it was the best performance I've seen.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe it's a little bit of, you know, just one of those days where, something crazy happens. Obviously, it was, a pretty freak hat trick, but like Valverde's also a world-class player. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it that's no more of a freak than Declan Rice's two free kicks are in my mind.
Yeah.
Like that will never happen again.
Yeah.
But Valverde can absolutely do the things that I watched him do last week, on a regular basis, I think. Maybe not a hat trick of them every game, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he's got that quality. Declan Rice has never scored a free kick in his life before that,
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, back to the individual quality, like it's there and those moments
Yeah.
are there. It's just a matter of like, are you setting yourself up to do those things?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, do we want to get into some of the other results, or do you have more on Madrid?
I was kind of thinking we just give our go a quick recap over like the games that happened besides Arsenal's and Madrid's. We go over a bit of Chelsea, PSG, Sporting and Bodo, and then Barca, Newcastle, Bayern, Atalanta, Liverpool, Galatasaray, Tottenham, Atletico.
I honestly, the only sort of shock result for me was the Madrid City game.
Yeah,
Like everything else
Honestly,
was,
Bodo Glimt Sporting, like that's the low call,
I
but
called it. I called it. I
three
said
zero
Bodo.
Sporting, that's a good win for Bodo Glimt.
I
Jesus
said Bodo
Christ.
would win it.
well, I mean, that's a little, in my mind, it's like, I mean, if they already beat Atletico and City and
Yeah, I
somebody
know, but
else.
those were in my brain, those were still like flukes. I didn't think they were gonna play like an accomplished sporting side
I
and
mean, but if you do it three
out with that
times,
result.
like, I don't know. I mean, they beat City 3-1. I don't know, man. Like,
But that city was a terrible city.
And Inter twice, and
oh, that was
Atletico.
it. That was it. Yeah, Inter. Like, I don't know, man. I'm more shocked. Yeah, I'm more shocked about the Madrid result, honestly. And
But
I'm not.
Bodo's not in season right now, right? Like they're not playing. Like
I
is
only
Champions
got
League the only games they play?
I think that was
uh
Kairat.
maybe
Well,
I
you
can
might be
check
right.
right
It
now.
was the
the
same thing
only
for
two
Kairat.
predictions I got wrong so far were Madrid and Chelsea PSG, which was a game until the Chelsea goalkeeper messed up really bad. It was a game. It was a lot closer than the scoreline suggests.
Yeah, I
Um, so I don't know. I have to clearly change my mind now. I don't think Chelsea comes back from that. Unfortunately, I think it's too big of a deficit.
absolutely not.
Um, I still think City has a chance because I'm a pessimist. I think Arsenal clearly gets through Leverkusen. There's no way Sporting comes back and beats Bodo. Barca Newcastle. I think
I think it's a
Barca will
coin
edge through.
flip.
I still think Barca will edge through. It is at home. Obviously, they always have the refs in their favor. Firmino should have seen a yellow and been suspended for the game. So should Lamine Yamal, but they pay the refs. We'll move on. Bayern clearly is going to go through. Galatasaray, I got right. I'm just him. Tottenham, we all predicted except Nick.
My horse.
I don't know. What are you guys thinking? You think
I
there's
think
going to be
my
any
Newcastle
surprises?
take is aging decently well.
Yeah, I
I
mean, I
agree.
agreed with you. I think they would give him a game, but I still think Barca's going to go through,
I mean,
unfortunately.
after
Yeah,
hearing Ali explain Barca's style of play, I knew immediately that Newcastle would give them a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah,
if they play that way at home too, Newcastle could still win.
They could, yeah. I hope.
I I'm yeah, I mean, I think everything is kind of settled for the most part, aside from our game. And again, maybe it's just
Did you know
me.
Leverkusen just beat Bayern or not beat Bayern? They tied Bayern Munich.
Yeah. I maybe again, maybe it's just me being, typically more pessimistic about my own club.
Yeah.
But
I think the whole
I,
world's just hoping that Arsenal have like a fucking shit show tomorrow and just
in a weird way, I kind of don't care. Like, I know that the draw is favorable for us, and a lot of people are saying like you got a free shot to the semis and it's your tournament to win and whatever. I kind of don't care, and I don't know if it's maybe just a little bit of like information overload in like because the Premier League has been a slog this year. Even though we've been in the lead the majority of the season, it's been, up and down, and obviously all the noise about the way we've been playing is not super pretty. I don't know. I think I'm just like almost like too stressed out to even like I just want all I think about is just like I just want this Premier League. And I kind of don't care about the Champions League that much. Like
That's
obviously I'd like to win
wild.
it. No, well, no, like I mean obviously I want us to go through and I want to win it. But I I kind of don't care. Like I sort of feel like in a weird way if we go out tomorrow, like I'm not going to be too bothered by it in a weird way. Um,
I'd be livid, dude. I think, well, the
well, no,
Champions League
look,
is one way more important than the Premier League.
that's I disagree. I think no matter how good you are, we saw it with City. They've won it once in all these years of dominance in England. Like the league is the bread and butter, man. Like you're never, as much as you're never, you don't have a right to win the Premier League, no matter how good you are, you absolutely have no right to win the Champions League unless you're Real Madrid. So like, and even them, they had no right winning it with the year those Rodrigo goals.
2022,
Yeah,
2022.
no right, no right. And so I, in my mind, a little bit, I'm kind of over it in terms of like putting too much emotional stock
Mhm.
in the Champions League. Um,
Well,
like I said,
the best team in the world is the team that wins the Champions League. If you don't win the Champions League, you're not the best team in the world, even if you win the
well,
Premier League.
okay, but in the opposite vein, though, not winning the Premier League this season would be astronomically more disappointing than not winning the Champions League. Granted, we it's a different competition and we have a 9 point lead right now,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
like I am full focused on the Prem. I I don't think that like I said, we don't have a right to win the
Mhm.
Champions League in the same way that we maybe do a little bit more with the Premier League right now.
Yeah.
And
I don't think it's going to
I
take eight games for you to win the Premier League. I think it'll only be like three or four, and it'll be just decided.
very possibly, but still, like I I'm almost to the point now where it's like it's so close. We are so close. We are right there.
When can City be mathematically out? Hold on.
If they
It's
drop
nine
like two games,
points. So yeah, they could be out if they lose against Chelsea and then we beat them, I think it's over because it would be a 15-point gap with 5 games to go. Maybe another game after that. I think 3 games if they lose.
So if they lose to Chelsea and they lose to you, I don't think they'll lose to Burnley, and then they lose to Everton. Do they have to lose, or can they just like drop points, like draw?
No,
drawing is
because
just as bad.
no, it's not. No, not mathematically because it's a 9 point gap right now. Two game weeks makes it another 2 3 point swings makes it 15.
Two
So,
draws is equivalent to more than just one loss.
but okay, but mathematically, he asked when are they mathematically done?
Mhm.
The soonest, and I think it's 3 games.
Okay.
If they lose 3 in a row and we win 3 in a row, I think it's then done. But
So
yeah, so I
imagine
don't I, I don't think it's going to be mathematically done till like maybe 2 or 3 games, left in the season, at best. Um, it might be essentially there, because if it's 7 points and there's 4 games left or whatever, like, it's not gonna happen. But um, yeah, I sort of back to the Champions League thing. I'm not saying that I don't want a better performance tomorrow and that I don't want to win, because we were not good enough in the first leg. It was honestly a torturous watch. And It really was. It was torture, and like we got kind of bailed out with the penalty. I think it was a pen. I think it was a little soft. And I mean, granted, Martinelli hit the bar, but they had chances too, and I just I didn't see us impose ourselves like we have against other teams. Every other team in, the Champions League run so far. So that's concerning for me because I thought that this was the competition where we can go and express ourselves a little more,
Yeah.
and then Arteta comes out, with that same kind of like, let's not lose. Where in my mind, if we had won in the away leg, it's done. Like we're not going to lose at home. But now, anything can happen, 1-1. So yeah, I'm worried about tomorrow. I'm not like, shaking in my boots, but I'm not entirely confident either. So we'll just have to see. But
Yeah. Do we
yeah,
want to wrap things up with any surprise predictions, or are we still under the impression that it's going to be Newcastle? Or hold on,
Everyone who's up three is going to win their game.
Arsenal goes through. Do we agree?
yeah,
Yeah,
Bodo goes through. Do we agree?
yeah.
Atletico goes through.
yeah.
No, no, no.
Okay, Nick agrees, everyone, in case you don't get his sarcasm. This one, I think, in my personal opinion, is the literal hardest one to predict, and it's Barca Newcastle.
Yeah.
We
I
think
think I
Barca
think
or Newcastle?
Because of the refs, Barca, but like because of football, I think Newcastle.
I'm still gonna go Barca, unfortunately.
I don't know.
I
I'm
think
gonna I'm gonna
Newcastle
I'm gonna
wins.
stick with my dark horses. I'm
Yeah,
gonna I'm gonna back the boys. I'm gonna back the Magpies.
respect. All right,
I'm
Bayern
not.
goes through
Yeah, but they're up
yeah,
like 5 goals, right? Like
six
six
one. Yeah,
goals.
I
Yeah.
agree. Okay, Madrid goes through.
Yes.
Nick,
Yeah, I think so.
I'll say yeah too. Why not?
Unless Holland
Galatasaray.
get, unless you can see two in the first 15 minutes, like you're fine.
Okay, Galatasaray.
They're getting through, I think.
I still think so as well.
Liverpool's going
Yeah.
through.
I still think Galatasaray goes through, and then I'm
Is it
changing
at
my mind on this one. I think
it's at
PSG
Anfield,
wins.
right?
Liverpool's going to destroy them at Anfield. Their fans are
What?
banned too.
I
Nah, man,
don't I don't know, man.
they just drew to freaking Tottenham.
They have not
They played
been
their backups against Tottenham. They rotated.
they still should have beat them though. And Mo Salah and Ekitike came on late in that game and stunk the place out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
So
don't know, dude. Liverpool are gonna win. The Galatasaray fans are banned from going to Anfield, so it's just gonna be literally 80,000 fucking red shirts.
I
why?
don't know where the goal comes from. Where are they gonna get a goal from?
A Zoboslai free kick. Ekitike.
Actually, okay, very briefly, can we touch on that free kick yesterday? Because
Vicario's
th
ass.
that was so savable that he couldn't save a PDF file, dude. He is so shit.
They're trying
Like,
to go down.
I'm sorry that I watched
I
that
agree with
even
Ollie.
even even like full speed as it happened. I'm like, and then I saw the replay. It's not even in the third, you know, quadrant of the goal. Like it's not, it's almost right at him in a way. Like I'm like, I'm thinking like, dude, if that's Raya, Donnarumma, Allison, he's catching it
Yeah.
almost. But I'm not gonna derail us right now. Too bad. But yeah, that was really bad. But
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm
I
gonna
think
change my mind
Galatasaray
on
goes
this one.
through.
I think PSG is gonna go through. I was saying Chelsea, but I don't see them coming back
You
anymore.
thought Chelsea were going through?
I mean, bro, they gave PSG a game. Their keeper sold. Their keeper sold really hard, and it just
Yeah.
swung the game.
Yeah, but PSG, I mean, you saw with Kvaratskhelia coming on, like they just have so much more quality. The
They do.
Chelsea's I
Reece James is out for 8 weeks too.
Yeah, but Chelsea just does not have quality aside from João Pedro going forward. Cole Palmer has been so far off it this season
Terrible
and
this season.
a
Yeah.
lot most of last season. Nick rates Pedro Neto. I think he's awful
I think Pedro
personally.
Neto. I think he's decent.
I think he's
I
good too.
I don't think he's good at all. I think his final
I
product is
think Garnacho's the
terrible.
worst player in history. I'm
Garnacho's
so happy.
awful.
I'm
I
so happy
mean,
he went to Chelsea now. I
Liam
was so
Delap
worried about that for nothing.
Liam Delap might be the worst nine in the league, honestly.
Yeah,
Like
fair.
he makes Richarlison look like R9,
He had
and
some injuries, but like, he's
he
not the worst thing in the
come
league.
no, he's no, I don't even want to hear it. He's
He should have
terrible.
went to like an Everton or something and built himself up before going to a
Yeah, but I just think Chelsea just does not have very much quality. And I know, Pedro Neto connected with Enzo for the first or I don't know, second goal last week, but I don't really rate Enzo that highly either. I think he's kind of average. I mean, he's decent on the ball and he's got a decent
Chelsea have
strike
a
on
really
him,
good
but
midfield. If Cole Palmer plays on the right side with Joao Pedro up the middle, like that's a decent offense.
that's what they've been doing. And it's like not, I mean, Palmer's done nothing on the right wing. He's done nothing at the 10. Their
Palmer's
defense
got
is
like 5 penalty
awful.
goals
Yeah,
out of his 9.
Chelsea's defense is atrocious. Their keepers, even both their keepers are even worse. Like there's nothing there for them. And I'm like you said, they might not even make top five. Yeah, it's dead. The tie's dead.
Their coach is just terrible. I honestly, if they had Enzo, this might be a completely different conversation, but I think Enzo Maresca really, really fucking made a difference with them, and
I agree. He
sacked him.
should have never been sacked, but what can you do now?
Because I was in the camp of like, why are they getting rid of Pochettino? Like he's trying to do something there, and and then all the Chelsea fans were like, look how much better Enzo is. I'm like, no, he's not. And then I watch, and like they are playing better football under Enzo, and now they're reverting back to whatever bullshit they're doing.
Okay. Anything else before we wrap up today's episode?
Glazers out. Fuck Chelsea. Fuck
I'm gonna add a
Liverpool.
new one. I'm hoping Valencia goes down. Valencia to Segunda. Hashtag Valencia to Segunda. I really hope they get relegated. Elliot, any hashtags for us?
No, man, I'm tired. I just,
Offense Rob Holding. Good night, everyone.
Hashtag
yeah,
offense Rob
yeah.
Holding.
Offense to Rob Holding and
Offense to Rob
Mustafi
and Mustafi.
and Kolasinac.
All right. Well, I guess we'll end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like. Please subscribe if you want to see more. We will definitely be dropping another one soon after the Champions League games are over. Until next time, take care of yourselves.